The deadly attack in Benghazi, Libya on September 11th, 2012 left 4 Americans dead and many Americans wondering why no backup ever arrived to help those on the ground at our diplomatic post. One of the most outspoken heroes and survivors of that night, Chris Tanto Peranto, has talked about the stand-down order and the sacrifices that were made there. Yet some of the scars are deeper than we knew. He shares tonight his untold story.
Somebody killed 4 Americans and wounded 3 others in an attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi in Libya.
Heavily armed militants assaulted the compound and set fire to our buildings.
A day when Americans hoped to pause in remembrance of the victims of the 9/11 terror attacks. They were instead greeted with the faces of a new age of terrorists.
I know it cut you to the core, and you say that at one point you even were so low that you considered taking your own life.
Yeah, you know, you go through demons, and nobody needs to feel sorry for me about that. We all go through those demons. But when you come back and then your life is completely changed from being very secretive and then having a very public life and seeing that those people that you were sworn to protect are calling you liars, it's a bit of a shell shock. I have a lot more admiration for actors and high-profile people, because people grabbing at you, I didn't want that. I didn't go into CIA to do this. I didn't go in the military to do this. And at that point in life, I was trying to adjust to it. I didn't know how to adjust to it, and it would just sucking me dry. And yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go home and suck start a life of a better term. I'm sorry, sometimes a military tongue gets in, but suck start a Glock, a pistol, put it in my mouth, basically.
There was a moment that you ran into an older lady in an airport.
Yeah. I remember that.
Who said that she believed you and that she wanted you to keep going.
And all she said, she goes, are you Tano? I said, you know, and I was very abrupt with her. She goes, are you Chris? Are you? Because I didn't want to talk to anybody. It's like, more or less, what do you want? I turned around and I said, yes, ma'am, I'm Chris, I'm Tano. She goes, I believe you, don't stop talking. And that was early on. And it's like, well, maybe this is what I need to keep doing. And so I kept pressing on. Having people there that say, you know what, we do listen to you, we do support you, we have your back. And that kind of person, an older lady that I know she's a lot wiser than I could ever hope to be, and saying, you know what, do this, keep going. That gives you strength to keep going.
Sometimes people give you a message. Sometimes they're a messenger for you in one way or another.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, obviously, there's a real suicide problem in the military and among our veterans, which is so tragic. Can you tell me a little bit about how you felt then? Because you were able to pull yourself out. But there are going to be people out there who might find some solace in understanding how low you felt at that point.
You know, it's not a disorder. Post-traumatic stress, I've been diagnosed with it. I have it. I deployed with it for many years. Men and women, they find themselves traveling down that road and not able to pull themselves back up. And that's when they end their lives. And there was just a time where what I did is I went to the VA hospital, and people don't know this. I will tell you right now, I went to the VA hospital in Omaha. I checked myself in. I gave my cell phones. I said, here, take these, check me in. I won't be here until it's time for me to go. It helped me recalibrate myself, get me back online, realize that, you know, life is short and that I can't do it always by myself.
There's something you always do. You always do this.
Oh,
what's that about?
The Jambo, actually, it was started in Tunisia, the Jambo. It means good morning, actually, but how I developed that, and I just kept throwing it up every once in a while when I was in an area. It did help me ID if somebody wasn't friendly. That night when I did it, and that's not the movie, I did that. I was tired. I couldn't think of anything else. I had no communication, and it was what I knew to do, and I did. Pablo did a great job playing me in the movie. I mean, just that, what he did was exactly what I did, and it was, okay, this might hurt, but I got to do something. And honestly, I was out of options. I remember that vividly, and that smile that he gave me. And it was that genuine, hey, we're here. And I remember saying they're with us on the radio. I said, they're with us. And I had a little bit of a breakdown just because all the adrenaline.
Guys, I think they're with us. They're with us.
What does it say on the bracelet?
This is a KIA bracelet, a memory bracelet for Tyrone and Glenn. I wore it since I got it before I went back to Sanaa, Yemen after Libya. Actually, I haven't taken it off. I don't remember taking it off. In fact, you can even see from being out in the sun and training. Yeah, it's to remember Tyrone and Glenn, and to remember what I'm doing this for, and to continue to press on. And they gave their lives. Those guys are the heroes. I'm here. I'm no hero. They sacrificed everything.